Shoot the Breeze topic number one, ask disrespectful or too late? Again, Shoot the Breeze topic number one, ask the question disrespectful or too late? This is followed by a video from Instagram. We go to Instagram, and Instagram has a video for us with, I believe, a young, beautiful woman going ahead and bringing to us a matter to our attention, a concerning matter. So let's go ahead and ask the question again. Shoot the Breeze topic number one, disrespectful or too late on Shoot the Breeze episode 253. I'm Jacadero, probably filling in for Brother Koku on the Bitter Medicine podcast. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button. It's the least that you can do. All right.
In the head you have to be to turn a whole cultural identity, a whole ethnicity, a whole tribe. You trademark the name Yoruba, something that belongs to African people, and you turned it into commercial property. Like I don't understand where this disrespect is coming from. First it was Patrick Tal with the whole transitional blush nonsense and the thing he did with Painted by S, the thing he did to Painted by S, and now it's Shake and Go. A whole Asian hair company decided that they thought it was okay to disrespect Africans and trademark the name Yoruba. For what? Even I've never seen an African be bold enough to trademark the name Yoruba, but an Asian company decided that they were going to disregard and disrespect a whole tribe and trademark the name. From where to where? As how? For hair. You guys know Shake and Go. But when you used to walk into the beauty supply stores, their posters will be everywhere. They sell everything. So what concerns Shake and Go hair with Yoruba? What was the point of trademarking the name Yoruba? This is so on track with colonialism. I don't know what it is that's making you guys bold. All you guys do is steal. And it's making me sick to my stomach. I'm sick and tired of the blatant disrespect, because for you to literally commercialize, like you would trademark and then now commercialize Yoruba, something you have no association with whatsoever. Like, is it crack? You know how sick in the head you have to be to turn a whole cultural identity, a whole ethnicity, a whole tribe. You trademark the name Yoruba, something that belongs to African people, and you turned it into commercial property. Like I don't understand where this disrespect is coming from. First it was Patrick Tal with the whole transitional blush nonsense and the thing he did with Painted by S, the thing he did to Painted by S, and now it's Shake and Go. A whole Asian hair company decided that they thought it was okay to disrespect Africans and trademark the name Yoruba. For what? Even I've never seen an African be bold enough to trademark the name Yoruba, but an Asian company decided that they were going to disregard and disrespect a whole tribe and trademark the name. From where to where? As how? For hair. You guys know Shake and Go. But when you used to walk into the beauty supply stores, their posters will be everywhere. They sell everything. So what concerns Shake and Go hair with Yoruba? What was the point of trademarking the name Yoruba? This is so on track with colonialism. I don't know what it is that's making you guys bold. All you guys do is steal. And it's making me sick to my stomach. I'm sick and tired of the blatant disrespect, because for you to literally commercialize, like you would trademark and then now commercialize Yoruba, something you have no association with whatsoever.
Yeah. I am Brother Jacadero, proudly filling in for Brother Koku on Shoot the Breeze episode 253 on the Bitter Medicine podcast. We're diving. We're already getting into it. We're already getting into the gristle, the oxtail, the rice and peas and oxtail of the night. We're starting off shooting from the hip, literally. On Shoot the Breeze topic number one, asking disrespectful or too late. This was a video that was sent in from our Discord. Again, you should download and add the Bitter Medicine podcast channel on your Discord. Come on. This is... Maybe she's Nigerian, but nonetheless, our African sister here, she dives deep into a matter that she's bringing to our attention, and that matter is an Asian beauty company. Asian beauty company, Asian hair company, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, an Asian company had trademarked a name, not just any name, but a name for a West African tribe, the Yoruba, primarily concentrated in Nigeria and in Benin. I know a Yoruba man, and he's from Benin, the country, not the not the state in Nigeria. But nonetheless, yes, as you guys can see in the screen, an Asian company had trademarked Yoruba. So we asked the question, disrespectful or too late? Let's go to the comments here before we get into my thoughts, because we don't have any panelists yet. I know that you guys are still busy doing what you need to do. Trigger Happy says, trademark. Look at that, huh? They went legal on us. Trigger Happy also adds, we talked about it last week, but this, unfortunate. I didn't get to see that, but okay. Talked about it last week, but this straight hair addiction is what emboldens these people. We'll talk about that. Bitter Medicine says her hair is on track with colonialism as well. You want to elaborate, Bitter Medicine? Let us know exactly what you mean. Let's get into my thoughts about this. Again, Shoot the Breeze topic number one. Ask the question, disrespectful or too late? I think two things can be true at the same time. I think it is disrespectful, clearly. What are we doing here? Because let an African company attempt the same, I'm sure they would be met with some resistance. I don't know about legal resistance, but they'd be met with resistance nonetheless. And as they should, as an Asian people should. I expect every group of people on earth to stand up for themselves and to protect the sanctity of themselves. So I don't fault if the shoe were on the other foot, as they like to put it. If any other group would not stand by and put a hefty or heavy resistance towards that. Now, is it too late? Let's talk about that. That's really what I want to get into. And again, please feel free to go ahead and click on the StreamYard link pinned to the top of the chat, because if you want to be a panelist on tonight's Shoot the Breeze episode 253, more than welcome to. Men and women, especially our women. Maybe, just maybe, you want to go ahead and share your thoughts. But is it too late? What I take from that, the too late is, why didn't now, again, she says it in the video, I haven't come across any African with I forgot the word that she used, but it was pretty much the antonym of courageous. So maybe somebody foolish. She explains that she hasn't came across an African that would attempt to name a product after an African tribe and trademark it. Trademarking that means that you took the legal matters. You took it. Yeah, you went ahead and had you had the state of your country or the state of the jurisdiction that you live in recognize your company and say, this is Yoruba. But again, is it too late? This is interesting because now some Africans might say, yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and name my product and trademark it, have it legally recognized as the name of a tribe. But what's stopping you? What's stopping you? Again, I just ask these questions because these things have never crossed my mind before, but we see it all day. Where do we see it? For those that don't know, I'm here in Omaha, Nebraska, based out of Omaha, Nebraska. And, one of the things that it's not new, far from new, but the African spiritual system of voodoo or voodoo, if you're in Benin, or voodoo in Haiti, that's almost been, it's almost like a, I don't know, is trope the right word to use? But voodoo is almost like a trope. And so there is a restaurant. I'm going to try to stay away from the name of the restaurant, but it has the word voodoo here in Omaha, Nebraska. And this is not in a promotion at all to that company, but our spiritual systems have also been disrespected because they've been trademarked. Now, one can say, oh, well, voodoo is not necessarily as tied to somebody's ethnicity as one may think. Is it? I'm not 100% sure. Because I know people that when you greet them, they will say, hey, I practice hoodoo. Not to be confused with voodoo, but I practice voodoo. I'm a hoodoo practitioner. Actually, earlier this week, I came across somebody that shared with me that, hey, I do practice hoodoo. I do root, R-O-O-T. I do root work. Hey, I'm Ifa. But look at voodoo. I think there's even a beverage. You can go into some of your grocery stores here in the United States, and I think there's a beverage that has the word voodoo in it. I mean, we've gotten to this place with tribes, but have we done everything to protect our own, so to speak? Let's get to the comments here before I dive in a little further. Again, if you want to join in, go ahead and click on the StreamYard link pinned to the top of the chat. Trigappy says, I feel like it's ridiculous to trademark an ethnic name, but we live in their world. Here in the United States, we do. Yes, here in the United States, we do. So what's interesting about this is that Yoruba's in Nigeria. It's in Nigeria. Well, not just in Nigeria, but the Yoruba are primarily in Nigeria and Benin. So, I'm wondering how long, because something needs to be done. I am with that. Something needs to be done, but how long is it going to take for somebody to jump on this? Trigappy also adds, when you live in their world, you are privy to their surprises. Hey, true indeed. True indeed. And again, the Yoruba are primarily in West Africa. So the Yoruba are in their own world. They're in their world, their own world. So how did this fly? Because again, if we try to do the same with, I don't know my Asian ethnicities so much, but let's just say the Mongolian, right? The Mongolian peoples or the Mongolian state or region. I'm not 100% sure on if that wouldn't be met with resistance. But again, that should be met with resistance. Every group should have the wherewithal about their own and about protecting the sanctity of their own. Anthony in the chat, what's going on? Anthony checks in. What's up, Anthony? Peace, brother. Anthony says, Jacadero, voodoo comes from voodoo, which was the spiritual practice of the Fon people of Dahomey. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony, but voodoo is still practiced. It's, again, as far as what I know, and again, because I know somebody from Benin, I could be totally wrong because I'm not from Benin. I'm from East Africa. But voodoo still exists. But nonetheless, whether it's voodoo, or voodoo, here in the United States, it's almost like a joke. It's almost like a joke. We're taking it as a joke. But let us ever try. Let us ever try. One of us ever try to play with the Israeli, Hebrew, Hasidic, Ashkenazi name. An ethnicity over in the Mideast. And again, that same response that we would get in that situation, I expect that. But that's the same response that we need to also have for ourselves. Trigger Happy in the chat adds, or like trading the Han or Korean. Exactly. Exactly. Trigger Happy, you know your Asian ethnicities pretty well, man. Good for you. I was trying my hardest to name an Asian ethnicity. I was only coming up with nationalities. The matron, what's going on, the matron? Huh? It's the learning curve with the matron. Hey, you guys can check out the learning curve with the matron. Only on KWAZ Radio. What's going on? Peace, sister. Says, one view difference is that Mongolians would not be interested in buying anything made by Africans that was labeled Mongolian. Listen. Say it. Say it. Say it. Matron is on. Let me get my soundboard here, huh? We're gonna start dropping some air horns, huh? Because I didn't know that you guys were coming already shooting from the hip, huh? So let me get my soundboard ready. You deserve a couple air horns, huh? Matron, what's going on? In the chat, Anthony says, Jacadero, hoodoo is an African-rooted spiritual practice of African Americans based on root work and ancestor veneration. Awesome, right? Awesome. Great. I support it. Now, this is almost because one of the things that for those that don't know, again, I'm not saying that you guys don't know. For those that don't know, is that oftentimes in Africa, the name of the ethnicity is also the name of the spiritual system that is being practiced. To say that I'm Yoruba is also saying that I practice Yoruba. To say that I'm Igbo, I practice Igbo. It's one in the same. And so hoodoo, some could say that the practitioners of hoodoo is an ethnicity. Now, in this clip that we just watched, it's an Asian company trademarking an African ethnic name. In the United States, if somebody were to trademark an African name from either an ethnic group or a spiritual system, like Anthony's pointing out, would we make noise? And I hope we would make noise. Not just make noise, but do everything that we can to make sure that, hey, we're checking that. I think in the United States, we like to say, nip it in the butt. Nip it in the butt. Could we nip it in the butt? Huh? This reminds me of a proverb from, ironically, Nigeria. I'll give you guys that proverb. In the chat also, Brother Bakari checks in. Brother Bakari, let me go ahead and give you a... What's going on, Brother Bakari? Brother Bakari says, peace and Black African power, Black African family. What's going on, Brother Bakari? What's up? The Nigerian proverb that I know is that, give me a moment to try to remember it verbatim, but it's, okay, we're just gonna, instead of me trying my hardest to try to get it from memory, but it's about stopping things at the beginning before they escalate into a big thing. It might not directly tie with this, but we're gonna try here, huh? It's an Igbo proverb, I believe, if memory serves me correct. It's about soup and monkeys. Maybe some of you guys have heard this before. Okay, so it says, remove the monkey's hand from the soup before it turns into a human's hand. Once again, the African proverb from the Igbo, not the Yoruba, but nonetheless, Nigeria, what's going on? Green, white, green, oh, Nigeria no de carry last. Remove the monkey's hand from the soup before it turns into a human's hand. And so basically what this proverb is saying is nip it in the bud. Small problems, bad habits should be stopped immediately before they get into uncontrollable crises. And early action is to say, take an early action on something. Like in this case, the monkey's hand from the soup, pulling a stray animal's hand out of the family meal before damage is done. You must address trouble while it's still small. So maybe, just maybe, this is also a foreshadow or a warning to the rest of us. I don't know. Let me know. Trigger Happy says, to be fair, names of spiritual systems are often aspects of the spirituality that are extrapolated to the name. You want to give me more insight on that? I guess, Trigger Happy, you go to the library, looks like more than I do, man. So I give you all the respect in the word. Please help me and break that down. Ellie, let's do Ellie 11. Explain it like I'm 11. Huh? Anthony says, Jacadero, the word hoodoo comes from the hoodoo, an Ewe word meaning root worker. Is that right? Is that right? Anthony, let's get it, man. This I did not know, Anthony. I appreciate it. Wow. And what's awesome, Anthony, is I know more than a few Ewe people here in Omaha, Nebraska, from Togo primarily, but then there's some from Ghana that I know. But I will ask them about this because I'll be like, hey, I know an Ewe word, huh? No, I think a majority of them are Christians, so they might just be like, wow, you saying that word? Africans can be really suspicious, man. So I'll try to do it with somebody I'm really close to, and what do they say? Check the temperature before I'm chased out of their home or something. Trigger Happy in the chat says, "Yup," and that proverb can be applied to so many things that we talked about. Yes. Again, stopping things, nip it in the bud. Remove the monkey's hand from the soup before it turns into a human hand. Could have this happened? Could we have nipped this in the bud? I'm not sure. Again, I'm not too legally trained, but I do know one thing is that this is an Asian beauty. Let's just say beauty, because I'm not sure if they're just about skincare, if they're about hair, but beauty company that took the name Yoruba, an ethnic tribe and also a spiritual system from West Africa, and said, hey, this is going to be the name of one of our products. How can this happen? Can we trademark Judaism? Huh? How about Christianity, Omera? How about Islam? Can we do that? What about Hindu? Buddha? Is it Hindi? No, I speak Hindi, so I'm Hood. Maybe I don't know too much about people's ethnicities outside of Africa. But is it Buddhist? What is it? Buddhism? Buddhism. Can we trademark Buddhism? Trigapi says, I mean, Ifa is the name for the divinate. Trigapi, please excuse me, man. I had a long week. Some of these words are too big. Hey, I'm just an African in the Midwest working his ass off, huh? But yeah, it's the name of a system, but it becomes the name of a whole spiritual system. Okay. This is it's really interesting. When I first came across this lady, this sister, like you guys like to say in the chat, her hair is also part of colonialism. I had no idea about this. It's disrespectful. Let me answer the question that's on Shoot the Breeze topic number 1. It's disrespectful. But also, I understand that us as Africans, we don't want issues with other Africans, but that should be the point, though. Because if another African were to do this, they would be highly upset. Case in point, on social media, once in a while, you'll see people of a different ethnicity or a whole different African country wearing traditional attire from a whole different African nationality or ethnicity. So, for instance, there was a viral clip of an Ethiopian couple, and they were dressed in Nigerian, not sure on what the tribe was, but Nigerian attire that you would associate with Nigeria. And there were Africans in the comment section of this Instagram post, because it was for, I think they took wedding photos. Oh, you guys are Ethiopian. You guys are not Nigerian. Stop appropriating our culture. There was an explosion. Where's the explosion here? Where is it? Where are you guys? Where are you guys? You guys gave them such a hard time they had to disable the comments. Ask me how I know. I went back to the post and the comments are disabled. Now, one can say and ask the question, well, is disabling comments the same as, trying to force somebody to stop selling a product that uses the name of an African ethnicity? I don't no, it might not. But at least it's a start. It's saying, hey, we're not with this. We as a collective, we're not with this. We're going to go ahead and nip it in the bud. We're going to go ahead and remove the monkey's hand from the soup. You feel me? Trigapi says, in my opinion, another African cannot appropriate another African culture, especially when they're interconnected. Listen, Trigapi, me and you are on the same boat, sailing on these waters. But I think you said it once before. It's common that African are ethno. What did you say? You said some word, ethnocentrists. Basically, people that are just proud of their tribe, as you should. You should be proud of your tribe, right? But it's like, hey, no, nothing can be done. But it's funny, I've seen also on social media is that Europeans, white folks in the United States, alike will marry somebody from an African nation, and then they'll wear an African attire and they'll be cheered. Yeah, I love it. As a matter of fact, my aunt makes fabrics just like that. What's your address so I can send you a gift package? Spare me. Hey, spare me. I will say the times that I've worn, from East Africa, the times that I've worn West African attire, whether it's like the agbada of the Yoruba, or I can't even think of the name, but Ghana has also these shirts. It's not the kente cloth that you guys know. It's something else that drapes over your shoulder. Pretty much. Anyways, but I've never, in real life, I've never been checked. Even from people who know who I am, where I'm from, they've never given me issues. Oh, you're East African. Why are you wearing West African attire? I think I would tell them to shut the hell up. I think I'd be so confused about, hey, what's going on here? How much time do you have in your life to be so you're a clothing police? Is that what we're doing here? Get out of here. Trigger Happy says, yeah, ethnocentrism. Woo! Trigger Happy. Hey, Trigger Happy, I'll give it to you, man. I'll give it to you. One hell of academic, huh? One hell of an intellectual. Yes, ethnocentrism is often the mask of self-hate, and it proves that it isn't natural. Is it self-hate? Is ethnocentrism self-hate, Trigger Happy? I'm asking just because I never really gave it much thought. You let me know. Trigger Happy says, I have no issues with a Central African or other Africans wearing kente, for example, as you shouldn't, and awesome. Thank you, Trigger Happy, by the way. Yeah, people shouldn't be, but then time and time again, we see, pretty much I think most of us are familiar, especially in the United States, if you live around Ethiopians, Eritreans, shout out to both, and they have a certain braiding pattern for the women, I'm saying. A lot of times it will be like a really, really skinny cornrow, and then a really, really fat cornrow, and then followed by a really skinny cornrow pattern for their cornrows, or like their braids that. Anyways, if you've seen Ethiopians coming out of their churches or coming out of weddings, you've seen the women and their braiding patterns. Any of my past ex-girlfriends, if they were to rock that, I wonder if they would have gotten any flack. And I don't know what I would have said if they would have gotten any push. Oh, no, you're not Ethiopian. Why are you wearing Ethiopian braids? Get out of here. Get out of here. Trigger Happy says, in my opinion, yes, you can be proud of your ethnic group and simultaneously realize that your ethnic group is connected to other groups. Let's go, Trigger Happy. Let's go. Trigger Happy says also, ethnocentrism operates in an isolationist fashion. And often they make other forms of justification that they are older than other ethnicities too, to justify separation. Essentially, like the delineation. Yeah, delineation. Woo-wee! I can pronounce this word. I've been reading this word for the past 3 years, but I've never said this word out loud. Delineation. Woo! I appreciate it, Trigger Happy. You finally got me to say this word out loud. Like the delineation of the foundational Black Americans, the only way that we achieve cultural unity is through ethnic fluidity. Absolutely. I mean, we're all one. We're all one. And this stuff isn't new. This stuff was covered how many years ago? Even before Garvey. How many years ago? I think one of Garvey's mentors was Duce Muhammad. And if I do say so myself, man, if anybody's got any, Anthony, if you got any Duce that you run into the store real quick, man, pass me a bottle of that Duce, huh? But nonetheless, we already covered this. We covered these things were already covered. It's just really interesting on how quick we are to forget these things. Really sad. All right. Well, how about this, huh? You guys haven't joined the panel. It's okay. It's not a big deal, huh? I don't hold any animosity towards you guys, huh? Let's go ahead and let's get into Shoot the Breeze topic number 2. Again, that was Shoot the Breeze topic number 1 asked disrespectful or too late. I think it's a little bit of both. It's definitely disrespectful, but also, come on, we should have been nipped this in the butt. We should have said, hey, any use of our African tribes, our African spiritual systems, bro, it's not even happening. we will eliminate diplomatic ties just off of that. Just off of that, sending a political message. I think that's the bare minimum that nations can do in nipping this thing in the butt. Such a sad and pathetic thing that we have to deal with. Stuff like this. An Asian country using an African name for their product. Pathetic. All right, let's go ahead and get into Shoot the Breeze at topic number 2. Again, if you're just tuning in, I am Jacadero, proudly filling in for Brother Koku on Shoot the Breeze episode 253 on the Bitter Medicine Podcast. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Take your finger, right, away from the TV remote. Take it away. Or maybe you're listening to us on your phone. Who knows? I'm not in your business so much. Whatever you're doing with your fingers, that's your business. But here's my business. Take that finger and hit the like button. Just hit the like button. Come on. What's wrong with you, Omera? Hit the like button. Let's go ahead and let's get and Shoot the Breeze. Topic number 2. We're talking about discipline, huh?